Hello everyone, welcome to our project for AWS, and this is for John Ali's class, and I'm here with Harkamal, my partner. So what we did for this project, we created two servers, one where we put our PHP inside of it, and the separate machine where we put our SQL inside of it. And basically this is, we have a website where we host our website in here, and we have a booking page, so where the user signs in the booking page, puts their information in, it goes all the way here, then it goes to our SQL server, then it stores there. So uh, the help desk or the HR can see the user information and when they booked it. And we also created one VPC which is under this whole thing, so this whole thing is running under one VPC, and we created two subnets, one public subnet and one private subnet. Now, public subnet is connected to our PHP, and the reasoning we connected it to our PHP is to get a public IP and be able to host the website, and we connected our private subnet to our SQL so we can have a communication private between our PHP and our SQL. But the user, when the user sees the website, they will be using public subnet. So now I will be passing the next more explanation to Harkama. Three.
Hello everyone. This is our AWS console. So like Mohammad was saying, we made one VPC for our project here. So we can just check it out. Come here. This is our IPv4 subnet. It's 10.0.0.0/24. That's what we use for our VPC. Also, Mohammad was saying that these are to our subnets right here. So you got one public subnet, one private subnet, and the private one is connected to the SQL, and the public one is connected to the web server. And from both of these subnets, we are using the Linux Red Hat machine. Also, it has its own route tables. So our private and public routes. So basically, as you can see, it's connect our 0.0.0 destination is connected to our NAT gateway. It's all active. Also, this is our gateway that we have created. And then this is where the public IP address coming from. So elastic IP addresses. And these are to our instance that we're using. The obviously here SQL server for the SQL and the public server for the hosting the website. But now I'm gonna pass it off to Mohammed for the demonstration. And yeah, thank you.
So to demonstrate basically what we did, this is our web hosting server right now. So I designed our website with using HTML and PHP, and if I go ls and pwd, this is where I put it, and this is the default location to host your website in Linux /var/www/html. And if we look at our code, so I use this full section. It's HTML. It's just basically to get our design out, and I also use PHP. And now the reason we use PHP is to connect it to our MySQL. So now our MySQL is not in RDS, it's inside our virtual machine, our second virtual machine where it's connected. So PHP, what it did, I said server name. So I put the IP address of our second virtual machine in here. And I also put the username in here, the password, and also this basically slash the server SQL username. And I also said, so when the user press submits, if the user gets an error, say connection failed, and if the user was able to get no error, it should say, thank you for your submission. And I close this with an HTML. So now, let's demonstrate. So in here, let's say we have a user named John. His last name is Ali. And his email, we already did this one test with John. So I'm going to say new John and then new Ali. And then in here, I'm going to say new John Ali at gmail.com. And we also put a JavaScript too. So if I press submit, it's not going to work. It's going to say, please fill all of these lists. So in here, the phone number, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our message, the patient can put any message they want to. So you can also make this bigger as much as you want, as long as your messages. So let's say, I'm going to say, hello, I need an doctor. And the user pressed submit. And so see what happened. We got no error and everything got deleted. So the user, if the user refreshes the page and wants to put another message, they are able to put another message. So now if we go back to our Linux machine, I'm going to hit up arrow. So now what I'm saying here, I'm saying MySQL, the username of our SQL, -h, the IP address, -u, the SQL1 agent, that's where the name in our PHP is, and the password. Now when I press enter, I'll come to here. So now I'm in my second virtual machine where I'm hosting my my SQL. So now I'll go use my SQL in quotations. Oh, sorry. I'll say use my SQL quotation. Oh. There we go. So now we are in our SQL table basically. And I created this table. So if I go select, the star means everything from A3. And our table name is A3. And if I run it, we will now see that our new user who just signed up, new John, that's his name, this is his email, and this is his phone number. And his message was, hello, I need a doctor. So basically what we did here, let's say we create an SQL for a hospital, and this is going to be in their background image for their hospital for the next like 50 years, for how long they will live. And every time they'll go to the doctor has the ability to see their previous record. So their record will be saved here, and when they came to a doctor and when they not came to a doctor. So now I will pass on it to Mr. Harkamal and he will do more explanation.
Hello guys. Thank you guys for watching our AWS project. I'm gonna pass it on to Mohammed.
Yeah, so same thing goes here. Thank you for watching. I really enjoyed making this project because it's a real life example, and I got to work with AWS, and now it kind of makes sense more than the first day, since I kind of had no script and I had to do it on my own. I understand it way more. And so the one thing that I like about AWS rather than physical devices, it's basically these. So if you click on your virtual machine, and if you go monitoring, you could basically see the history of everything. For example, how many network packets your virtual machine is using, your CPU, and all the good stuff. And you can see 1, 2, 3 hours, and you can change the time zone too. So basically you have a history of all your virtual machine, unlike the real devices where sometimes you're not sure and you cannot record it, but this you can record it. And also for the virtual machines, there's a button here where you can press on alarm recognition, so if something goes wrong it will alarm you. And one other thing that I would like to say, um, for our um, for our for our subnets, if you notice that there's a RDS private subnet. Now we didn't use this. I just want to clarify it. Um, we did not use RDS, and the reasoning we did not use RDS is because I felt using MySQL, I thought it was really easier since we used it in first term with David. So I used MySQL rather than RDS, and because I was doing this for a couple of days and everything was running, I did not want to get charged that much, so I did not use RDS, but rather I put my MySQL inside of our virtual machine. But that's it. Thank you for watching. I really enjoyed this project. Thank you.